We're back here in the mountains. We haven't been here in so long. How long has it been? A year? It's been so long. Hi, Lisa.
Well, he has kettle cough, so we didn't bring him. We don't want to affect Lisa.
They got the Traeger. And they're both gonna use it for the Iron Chef.
I was almost not gonna let him.
Welcome today to Crestline, where we're going to be doing the Iron Chef Crestline competition between two titans in the kitchen. We have Chef Anthony Vicente and we have Chef Florence Vicente. The battle between two great chefs, two Vicentes. Two will be in the Iron Dome. Only one will be the victor. Welcome back, audience. Today, we will be showing the secret ingredient. Chef Anthony Vicente and Chef Florence Vicente will fight to the death on who provides the best dish. And today's secret ingredient is ground beef. Ooh. Chef Anthony Vicente, are you ready?
Yes.
Chef Florence Vicente, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Now, by power given to me, my great uncle. Chefs, à la cuisine!
Behind the scene right here.
Yes, let's introduce our judges right now.
Okay.
Judge Christina Lee.
And now we have Chef Kevin Lee, hail from the city of Alhambra, who has a specialty of smoked meats. Before everything this came about with all the Iron Chef competition, we want to know the backstory and what was the discussion between the Chef Vicentes on what they were trying to argue about and what the topic, if they still remember 2 months ago.
It was 2 months ago.
Who is the best on whose, on what dish is the best? Let's get Florence's point of view and what is that story behind the whole competition and how did it came about?
So we've been watching a lot of top level chef, a lot of cooking competitions, and I was just like, oh, this looks like fun. Let's have a food competition.
Oh,
I'm gonna kick your butt.
And what did you?
What was your?
You know, when we used to date back in Alhambra, shout out to Alhambra. She used to come over and we used to watch a show called Food Wars. Ooh. And it was very etchy.
Etchy?
And I've always wondered, like, does she like the food or does she like the etchiness? Like, I can't tell. And then when we started moving in together and living together and cooking for each other, you know, it's always been a lingering thought is who is better?
Oh.
Who is objectively better?
Ah.
We'll find out.
And we will find out today.
Lisa.
And then after I watch it, Lisa. Put it here. Yeah. Or
Hi, Lisa.
on the rack.
Lisa.
I'm using this bowl.
Lisa. Chef Anthony Vicente. Chef, what dish are you going to be providing us today?
So, the secret ingredient is ground beef, and we live in America. We put 2 and 2 together, and we're gonna make it a burger.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Are you going to put any of your Salvadorian flair into this?
You know, I guess there's cumin in there.
Cumin, yeah.
Judge, would you like to smell? Judges.
Reminds me of a good coffee blend. It smells very similar.
Look at it smell.
Oh, wow.
That's alright. You got the
Her shoes fit me.
the Skechers?
Yeah.
Alright, check this out.
Ooh.
Drop the Traeger. See, I've never actually done this. I've only done it on a pan. So this is gonna be good.
As long as you tightened it, you should be good, chef.
Get some onions.
And what kind of wood are you using today?
We're doing a mix, a Costco mix, cherry, apple, and I believe hickory.
Wow, I like that blend. And what inspired you to make this dish?
I love trying out different foods from different cultures, and I've been craving Mediterranean for the longest time, and there's nothing on the mountains, so what better way than now to give it a try?
Yes, I love it. So you want to say it again?
That's really a big risk taker. I love that. And for
want a
a
temperature
for
over
a
or
final Iron Chef competition.
I know.
Yeah.
Very risky.
Very risk taker for a first time. And you know what? Did Chef Anthony Vicente, can we do a Chef Mommy Vicente? Oh!
Chef Daddy
Do you
Vicente.
think our kids gonna watch this later?
Of course they will. This is on YouTube.
Shoot.
Did,
it's not close enough.
did Chef Daddy Vicente already made his dish?
Yeah.
Shout out to Ninja. Shout out to Ninja.
Not sponsored by Ninja.
Taking risks today.
Yes.
Why is that? Why today? Why did you pick today?
Because I knew he was gonna go the simple route.
Chef Anthony Vicente, Chef Daddy Vicente. What would you say to that? What do you say to that?
I like burgers.
How are you, baby? How are you? Huh? How are you?
Let's take a look at this. Wow, crikey! What's in the crock pot?
We have some onions and garlic. Well, if you think about it, this is like essential Filipino flavors right here. We always start everything with onions and garlic. The only thing now is we're adding turmeric and we're using basmati rice. And we're gonna lightly toast it up before we cook it.
That's the evening. It's spring, as I mentioned, and so let me show you the outside. It's a little bit changing of the colors, and this is the beautiful outdoor and the mountain, and you could see the red trees right there. It's just so beautiful out here. Oh, Lisa's doing her bathroom break. This is where you can moni, and Chef Kevin Lee is doing his moni. Grateful for the Vicentes to invite us over and to make incredible food for us. We're excited. We were planning to sleep over, but Kai got sick, so we'll just spend the whole day here. And then we'll come back home. We'll just definitely come back later to spend the night. But Lisa is still doing her business, and when she's done with that, we'll go in and check in with the chef.
One last thing. Why are you tasting it, Lisa?
It's exquisite.
Second word of the day.
Exquisite.
Exquisite.
It's very refreshing. You could really taste the freshness of the parsley and the cucumber. It's a really have good balance of the fresh yogurt, the Greek yogurt, and the lemon. So
I'm interested to see how that pairs with the kebabs.
yeah, it will. I hope it blends really well. I'm looking forward to that. So, and hopefully not over empowering each of the side over empowering the main dish. So let's make sure. Let's go check. And oh, you know what we'd miss? Oh, the dill. So it's not just parsley, cucumber. It was the dill that was lingering in my mouth that I couldn't describe what it was, but it was the dill.
Because dill has a very distinct flavor.
Yeah.
It really pops out with any dish you put it in.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, what is Chef Anthony Daddy Vicente
There's
doing?
nothing better to sway the judges than to get them loaded.
Wow.
Knew it.
Wow.
Tactics.
Well done, Chef.
A new cup.
That's right.
I love it.
How do you feel about the competition so far? Do you think your dish is going to win it?
I honestly think I gave it a good run for the money. I mean, I seen her sweating, and I think that's what I was meant to do. You know, she thinks that she's a better chef, and I wanted to show her that even the underdogs can win. You know, plenty of times, plenty of dinners I've cooked for her, and she's asked for seconds and thirds. So I'm hoping that this burger, which we make every other night, is something you guys like.
So you're confident that this is the winning dish?
Yeah, of course.
And how would you feel if you did lose?
You know, I'm glad I made more because I'm not gonna lose. I'm gonna have some more after that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally get it. And what did you make for us? What's your final dish?
So we have an all-American burger with mild cheddar cheeseburger with a side, what'd you call it? Spring salad, and pepper to balance out my sweet, spicy, savory flavors, along with a watermelon gin cocktail.
Sounds very good.
Very summery, you know. Bring you guys in. Thank you.
All right. Now here's the chef, Kevin. He's now going to try.
The pressure is real.
The pressure.
Forget the salad. Yo, that.
Wow. Oh. Chef, this dish really well composed.
Okay.
I really enjoyed how your burger was very tender. The bun, perfect. I love that you charred it because most people don't char their buns, and I love the crispiness that comes from the charred.
Oh, yeah. Texture.
The texture is very good. The texture is there.
Okay.
Texture is there. The burger itself cooked perfectly. Perfect. Love it. Well, what cheese did you use?
Mild cheddar.
Mild cheddar. Oh, it really accented the burger patty. So now let's go on your dish. The spring. Your salad. Your spring salad. I love it. I love the sweetness that comes from the raspberries. The nuts. Oh, the pecan. The walnuts.
Pecans?
Walnut.
One of those two.
Walnut. and you have the saltiness that it's not really salty, but it really the raspberry dressing that you used, it really brings it all together. Now let's talk about this. What I loved about third thing I love about your dish, which is what was this?
A watermelon gin mixer.
Well, watermelon gin mixer. Now, this whole dish really brings me back to a time when I would have spring barbecues with my family. Oh, the freshness from the salad, the drinks, the watermelon drink, the burgers from the barbecue. This was a really well done dish.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you, Chef Kevin.
Christina.
Okay. And we got the one with the onion.
Very juicy.
Let me describe this real quick. I really like that the meat the flavor of the meat is very complex. I could taste all the seasonings that you have put in there. You could actually taste the smokiness as well, even though the time in the grill was very little.
Yeah.
And then the the onion. The onion brings out the sweetness. It added more flavor to it. And then let me see. And yes, and then I totally agree with the brioche. The brioche makes the texture very soft, and I really love. I think this one is a little biased for me because the brioche. I love bread, and the brioche is very soft. So let me try the spring salad, and this one I want to make sure that I grab everything, including the nuts, everything, the spring salad, the carrots, raspberry, and the pecan. Okay. No kidding. Very surprising. Very surprising that I really like that a lot. The reason why is we always eat salad at home now.
Yeah.
And we hardly eat and make spring salad or any sweet salad. And I like that you really added the fresh. This one for sure, you have all the texture, the crunchiness for the red bell pepper, the carrots. And then I really like the fact that not only that you use the raspberry dressing, but you put in the actual raspberry fruit there. Very good for to balance out the umami flavor of the meat to the spring salad. All right, and then we'll go try the watermelon. What? It tastes like the. What is this? It tastes like you. Tastes like freshly squeezed from the real fruit, but I'm sure it's not the real fruit. Wow. Yes, yeah, Chef Kevin was right. It brings you back to like when you are out in barbecue on July 4th. Wow.
Thank you.
Pause recording.
What the heck?
Presentation.
So, Chef,
Yes.
how do you think you did today?
I think that I did pretty good. This was my first time actually using the meat in the blender to mix everything, so I'm actually a little nervous about it. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm hoping all my flavors come through. I hope I gave you a nice cohesive dish and that you guys will enjoy.
I saw that you made a lot of things by hand. How is your hand? We noticed that you did get cut earlier. How is your hand right now?
My finger is
Your finger.
my thumb is doing okay. It got me through the competition. You just have to power through.
And do you feel like that hindered your abilities?
Not at all.
That's good. That's very good. So please, please, Chef, tell us more about your dish today.
Today I have made for you a Mediterranean-inspired beef kofta kebab over a turmeric basmati rice with a side of cucumber and tomato salad with feta cheese and a side of tzatziki sauce, homemade.
All homemade, Chef?
All homemade.
Wow. And you did this all in just the 1 hour, this competition?
All in 1 hour.
Wow.
What was my time? What time do I have left?
You finished exactly at 1 hour, Chef. Right when you played it. It was good timing. Okay. Now let's do a tasting. I know you worked so hard on this dish. How would you feel today if you did lose this competition?
If I did lose, I would have to say I lost to a worthy competitor. I will admit his burgers are bomb. I will admit to having at least 2 in one sitting. So if I lost to these burgers, I won't be mad.
Thank you, Chef. Good luck.
I will start this time, and I'm going to start with the star of the show is the ground beef, and I'm going to get the one in the middle to make sure that we get the juiciest and meatiest and also the very moist portion of the kebab. Kebab?
Kebab.
Kebab, yes. All right, let's see. Mmm. 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 And I must say that we just came from Greece last month, 2 months ago. And I just had a flashback. Oh, Athens. Thank you, chef. All right. Okay. And then, so the texture, it's very moist. You could taste all the seasoning that was put in it. And then you could really taste the smokiness as well. She did put it in the, actually more smokier than, so it's very smoky. I love smoked meats. Definitely, that's one of my bias too, because of course, I'm with Chef Kevin Lewis Lee with the smoked meats. All right, and then definitely could taste all the fresh ingredients that was put in it, the ground onion, the parsley, and all the seasoning. This one is definitely different. The seasoning, it had the allspice. The flavor is very distinct. And the flavor actually burst in your mouth, the umami flavor burst in your mouth. So, okay, so let's go to the rice. Basmati rice?
Yes.
As an Asian descent, we really love rice, and we have rice as our staple. And I really love the onion. I never knew that you can put so much onion on the rice, but I really like the sweetness. The sweetness of the onion brings out the flavor, and I have a sweet palate, so I really like the sweetness. And the sweetness of the rice balances out the umami on the meat. So let's go try the tzatziki. Oh, you know what? Let me try the tzatziki with the meat. Okay. 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 All right. A mouthful of explosion of flavors in one bite. All right, let me go add. And I already described the tzatziki earlier. I could because I tasted earlier, so all the freshness of tzatziki. So now we have the Greek salad, right?
Yes.
All right. I have the tomato, cucumber, and also the goat cheese.
Feta.
Oh, feta, yeah. Made from goat or beef, right? Cow. Oh. Okay. Well, I want more. Let's go. Let's go.
I've been waiting.
Let's go.
Right now, it's my turn. Let's try this. So my other judge stated that the beef is very moist. Let's see if she is correct. You really taste all the spices that she put in. It really does pop out. You wouldn't think these spices would mesh well together, but they do. They really mesh well within this beef. And I think how she blended the beef together with it really brought it together. I'm gonna take another piece. This is really good. Now let's try the rice. That's really good basmati rice. You use chicken stock?
Yes, I did.
Chicken stock. Really got absorbed in there. Now, this is a very complex dish. I love it. Let's try the tzatziki. This tastes like restaurant quality tzatziki. Now let's bring it all together, these three.
Yeah.
Wow, this really brings me back to Greece, to this little shop called in Athens. Oh, that's Odenesis? Really, really good. It reminds me of that restaurant. Cucumber, feta, and the tomato. The light, refreshing Greek salad. Wow, really brings it together. I really enjoyed this dish. Nice job, chefs.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim.
Nice job. Very, very, very excellent job. Thank you, chef.
Now we'll have to.
Very great
Thank you for
competition.
cooking.
Thank you for being available to judge.
And how overall, after sitting down 1 hour, how do you feel?
I don't know. I've never heard it.
Tired.
Huh? Oh,
Your competitor's dish.
So, I will say that the burgers this time had a lot different herbs and spices than what he has served me in the past. I was surprised by the flavors of the rosemary that came through, all the different herbs and spices. I'd say it's a very delicious burger. His use of the mild cheddar was also different, but delicious. I am also a favorite of the brioche bun as well.
Nice. No, hold on. What'd you think of your own dish?
oh yeah.
I'm very hypercritical of my dish, so
Okay.
I'd have to say that I'm very pleased by the way the flavors and all the spices came out in the kofta. Maybe I wouldn't blend the meat next time, but I'm happy that the judges were happy with the overall dish. I'm also very happy with how the rice came out and the tzatziki sauce as well.
Very nice.
3.
Chef Anthony Vicente, how would you rate your dish? What did you think about it?
I think that this time around there were a few more mistakes that I didn't want to happen. A lot of it with the seasoning. I feel like the dish needed to have a little bit more salt. Like I think the salt needed to come out and bring more flavor out, but I was afraid of over salting and like completely killing the dish. Because one thing is over salted, everything else sucks. Even the drink, like everything gets messed up. So I was totally afraid of that, and I think I messed up on the salt in the beginning. And then I didn't dry out my veggies in time. I feel like I should have done that in the beginning.
What
like,
is
and let 'em
drying out?
You wash it and then let it dry, so it's not soggy but crisp.
More crisp, because I heard texture game. Right? I heard like one of the things is texture, and I'm like, all right, we got to look at the texture things. The bread, I needed to make sure it wasn't burnt. The first set of buns I burnt, and I'm like, actually here I was like, nope, not good enough, dude. And then
time.
and then the sear, that one threw me off. I would have had a sear in the pan, but it wouldn't have been as good because the Traeger kept all the juices in it. I thought that was awesome. And then her dish, amazing. The texture game, she definitely won. The basmati rice was pretty good. Same thing with salt. Definitely think you can use more salt to bring in all of those seasonings in there. But I don't think you should change anything other than that. It's perfect. Yeah. When
Right.
man,
This
how long ago
is
was this?
now the verdict. So, Chef Christina here, Chef, texture-wise, we already gave a little bit of description earlier, but I will just announce my pick and describe more of my pick texture-wise. So, texture-wise, my pick is the burger. The reason for that is because when the texture wise, it looks like I would expect on the plating that the Greek plate will have more texture, but when I start eating it, a lot of the texture were a little bit more mushier than all of and then the crunchiness that I was looking for from the cucumber and the tomato, which is the most crunchiest textured there. didn't really popped out to me that much for the texture. And then everything, the rice is soft, the meat is soft because like you mentioned, it's blended. And then the tzatziki is also soft. So texture wise, the burger, because it had the crunchiness and the softness, and then the crispiness on the top of the brioche ones, because, and then yeah, so that's where the the texture wise for me. That's a surprise. You thought it was a surprise.
I won one category, yes.
All right, one category. Plating. All right, plating, definitely. The Greek plate. The Greek plate for plating. The plating. It was just very more appealing to the eye. The color, the balance of the color, and how the meat was on top of the rice plate is how you usually get it from restaurant as well. So the plating goes for the Greek plate. And of course, we gotta give credit to not only the plating, but the table settings. All right. And then for the last two category, one is flavor of the overall plate, and the last category is the secret ingredient, which is the ground meat. Flavor of the overall ground plate. This one was hard. The green. No! For me. The reason being is because the flavor of the whole, maybe because there was more options on one plate. Of course, which had more preparations, which has more thought, because more flavor, more complexity in the mouth of the judge. So when combining just the rice, first when we ate it by itself, and then when you ate it with combination, it's like when you're food tasting with something else, it brings out more of the complexity and a mixed match of different flavors. So flavor overall is Greek plate, and the secret ingredient, dun, 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 which is the ground meat. The ground meat goes to burger. The ground meat goes to burger. You're right, chef. You're right, chef. Mommy Vicente. The maybe it would have been a little bit different if it wasn't blended.
Yeah.
And then I thought in the beginning that the flavor of all that spices, yes, it actually did go in all the way in the meat, which actually, but it overempowered the ground meat. And then that's why it overall it won for the overall, but the meat itself got overempowered by the spices, because I think it got blended in instead of mushed by hand. But the ground meat went for our burger, because that one was mushed by hands and it didn't really overpowered even though he used like 10 times more spices than the Greek meat. He had like 10 spices. You had like 4 spices and he had 10.
That's right.
And it didn't overpower because I think it was the blended. Now we know. But yeah.
And to be fair, I had him try a little bit.
Okay, that's 2 and 2. So now we have.
For me,
Right, hold on.
again, I agree with her. Plating wise, the Greek brought it. It was more pleasing to the eye. Though the burger was good, you had some greens, you had different colors. It just felt like it was too segmented. The Greek salad together brought the Greek plating felt like it meshed well together, and that brings me together with the overall flavor. For me, it was the Greek. For the Greek, if you ate them all together, which it blends well. You can eat separate, it blends well together. It's perfect. For the burger was good, perfectly seasoned, both perfectly seasoned. It's just, for me, the burger was maybe, probably was lacking a little bit more sauce, maybe. I don't know. I felt like it was you had the seasoning. It's just it was missing something that brought it together. But on piece by piece, the salad, the burger, the drink, perfect on it individually. Just think if overall flavor meshed well together. If I just like blended all together, the Greek food, perfect. So secret ingredient, I agree with her. It's the burger. You really taste the beef. For the kafta, for the cooked Greek dish, the flavor, the seasoning does overpower the beefy flavor. But it was good seasoning. It just didn't really hit the note for the beef flavor, which is the secret ingredient. Now, texture. This was a tough one. Both had great textures, but for me, the texture was in the end was the Greek plate. The Greek plate was good. Reason why I say the Greek for me, though the meat was soft, that's totally fine. But the rice, I like the crunchiness of the rice. I like the crunchiness of the Greek salad, and I also like the smoothness of the Greek yogurt, the tzatziki, and it has some little crunch to it. And it's the texture wise, it was perfect. For the burger, it was good. It was crunchy. It was soft. It had that small char flavor. That's good. But for me, it was a tough one. It was the Greek salad. So both competitors were really good, but the winner was the Greek salad.
It was only one over by one category.
It was close. It was very close.
Very close. Only
Very close.
one category. if he chose if Chef Kevin chose the texture on yours, he would have won.
Damn. It was close, baby. See that? Better watch out for next time. Now I know what the judges like.
Yeah. I felt like for the burger, if you put in more maybe tomatoes.
Oh, fuck, I wasn't picking tomatoes because of you! Why? Because you don't like tomatoes!
Oh, you don't like tomatoes? No. It's okay. I get tomatoes, pickles, anything that's extra crunch to it.
No tomatoes,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Damn.
He was looking for a texture, and that's one category you lost, and you would have won that.
No, it's funny. You said it's because I don't like tomatoes, but what did I do? A tomato and cucumber.
Yeah, I know. I did a Greek salad.
I'm like, there's tomato.
Good game, baby.
Good game.
I expect a rematch.
Good game.
Hell yeah. Oh, dude.
And it's been a while since I could.
DJ here in the mountain is like this. Such good.
How did that
On your face.
I don't know.
It's a mountain DJ.
How do I turn it off?
This is what's playing on their YouTube recommendation.
Don't know what I just did right there. Like, getting outside is like taxing sometimes, and you're like, oh my god, all my energy.
I know.
Actually, yeah, when you're in the snow, like just walking down, getting out the house, for some reason it's like heavier.
Yeah.
Because when we go like snowboarding up in the mountain, it's just like right when you get to the slope, it's like I'm tired already. We didn't even start. We didn't even start snowboarding yet. Just walking in the snow and gearing up and loading everything in the gear.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It saps it out of you.
So how do you feel now after
The karaoke.
1 year?
Feel great.
Oh,
6
of
months.
course. 6
Oh.
months. Only 6 months. How do you feel?
It's great. I love it. I feel healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like you live like extra 5-10 years longer.
That's what I really think that too. Like, yeah, a couple more years.
And that is the update from our friends up in the mountain. Thanks again from Chef Daddy Vicente and Chef Mommy Vicente for having us. We are now leaving Lake Gregory. And thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Ta-ta!